Hello everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts doing a channeled message video for you guys. If this is the first time that you're tuning in and listening, thank you for being here. And for my regulars, you already know the drill. So we'll start off with letters that could be a part of you or your person's name. I'll take a look at the zodiac signs, so it could be sun, moon, rising, or Venus. It doesn't always have to be their sun sign. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at any names that come through, any particular ones that I'm able to channel. And then we'll go ahead and get into the meat of the messages, so to speak, whatever I'm able to channel for the collective when it comes to your relationships, your love life connections. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. It is general as always, so only take the parts of it that do resonate for you and leave the rest behind, much like a card reading without the cards. So let's get into it, guys. Starting off with letters. So the very first one that I am picking up is the letter J. That's followed by an R. So somebody could actually be a junior. Somebody's initials could be JR, or nickname could be JR. It could also be RJ. The letter N is also coming through. I'm actually picking up off of double O's. So somebody could have a first and last name that start with an O. Somebody could have two O's in their name. And it could also be like literally two O's right next to each other. The name that always comes to mind for me is Brooke, you know, B-R-O-O-K or B-R-O-O-K-E. That could actually be somebody's name that's tuning in, or somebody who's thinking about a person named Brooke. So that's just an example, of course. And it could also be a scenario where masculine and feminine have first names that start with an O. So something like Oscar and Olivia, you know, something like that. The letter U is also coming through. H and T are presenting itself. The letter P, L, letter F, S, W, and I'm also picking up off of a double Q. So same scenario, both individuals could have a first name that starts with a Q, or there's a Q somewhere in there. That's presenting itself here. So let me take a look and see what names I'm able to channel at this time. Ron is coming through, could also be Ronnie or Ronald. Nancy. Nathan is coming through. Oscar, I've already mentioned that one. Ursula is presenting itself here. Stephanie. Wayne. Wesley. Felicia, that's coming through. I'm also hearing Lisa. I'm also picking up off of Lee, L-E-E, but I'm also seeing it as L-I. Patrick, could be Pat, could be Patty, could also be Rick for somebody. Jason, so I'm picking up off of a bunch of J names. Jason, Julie, could also be Julia. Janice, Janet. Jim, could be Jimmy. Henry is coming through. I'm also picking up off of Tom, could be Thomas or even Tommy. Hal is presenting itself. I'm also picking up off of Heather. So we've got some H names presenting itself there. Paul is also coming through. Could be Pauline, could be Polly. I'm also hearing Selena. William, could be Will or Willie, could be Bill or even Billy, since that's a nickname for William. Farah is also coming through. I'm also hearing Nora. So those are the names. Let me go ahead and take a look at the zodiac signs. I'm actually picking up off of double Libra, so both you and your person could both be Libra Sun, but you could also have a lot of Libra in your chart, or maybe they could as well. Sagittarius is coming through, Capricorn, Aquarius as well, Taurus, Cancer, and Gemini. So those are the signs. So let me go ahead and see what I'm able to channel by way of the actual messages here. Actually, in addition to the signs I've already mentioned, I'm also picking up off of Aries. If you happen to be Aries, I'm picking up this very insecure, anxious energy. Okay, so this is coming through for Aries for some reason, especially if you're feeling impatient over a connection, a person. Maybe there's nothing happening right now. You don't want to do anything too impulsive at the moment. Just have patience and just allow life to take you where you're meant to be, especially when it comes to a romantic interest. For those of you who are connected with a person and you guys are together at this point in time, I am picking up a perfect match energy. You guys are very compatible. You get along great. You're on the same frequency. Whether or not they've ever expressed this to you or told you, that's the vibe that I'm picking up for those of you who are already connected. You're in a relationship, not going through any sort of drama, and you're just wondering or questioning, is this really my person? I'm ultimately feeling that yes, it is. For those of you as well who are wishing for a particular outcome in the relationship, or you're hoping and wishing for something to happen between you and your person, I'm getting a very positive energy from that as well. For those of you who are marriage minded, you know, maybe you've been dating for a while, you guys have been coupled up for a bit, and maybe you're wondering, you know, are we ever going to get to that point where we get married? I'm getting yeses for that as well. So some pretty positive energies presenting itself here, depending on whatever you're going through in your romantic life. So that's really nice that perhaps you've already pictured yourself getting married to this person. Some of you might actually be engaged to get married, or that's about to come in. That's a cycle that could be coming in for some of you. And it's actually a really good energy. You would be connecting with a person who is completely devoted to the partnership. You're not going to have to worry if they are unfaithful or going to create any sort of issues in the partnership. And of course, no relationship is perfect. We all have our ups and downs. But I feel for those of you who are contemplating marriage with a particular someone, and you're not going through, as I mentioned, any sort of major issues right now, I do see a pretty positive vibe from that you guys have a really good future if you do decide to take it there. I'm also picking up off of friendships. For those of you who might actually have a crush on your friend or even a best friend that, you know, maybe you guys have spent a lot of time together, and when you are together, your conversations just flow really nicely. You guys have a lot in common. There's a long history of friendship here that I am picking up. And somewhere along the line, maybe you just look at this person really differently, and maybe they do as well. You know, so it's one of those things where you guys are just friends, but it could actually turn into something more. I'm picking up off of the month of July for that. So don't try to push it. Just keep being their friend and just allow things to change naturally if it really is meant to go there. I'm also picking up off of those of you who are actually single. You're not thinking of anyone in particular that, you know, by way of an ex-partner that you want to get back together with. I feel you're just ready for the next chapter. And I'm getting you might actually have somebody that you're focused on. They come into the room or they come near you and you just get goosebumps, or your heart starts to pound and you get all nervous. So yeah, I feel that this person might be noticing that, or they feel the same way, but they're just a little bit more cool, calm, and collected as far as how they conduct themselves. So those goosebumps when it comes to this person, it could be behind closed doors, but I kind of feel that they're into you as well. They just are really good at not letting you know that. So give that as much time as you need to, because it's going to develop on its own if it really is meant to. Now, for those of you, this next message, especially for those who are big Twilight fans, the movie series. So for those of you that are familiar with the whole imprinting reference, that's the vibe that I am getting for some of you. You might not be with this person that you still care for and love, but regardless of where life takes you both, you've imprinted on each other. So it's almost like you could be worlds apart, but you still feel their energy. You still feel very connected to them. You're still magnetically pulled to this person and they to you. And for some of you guys, there's the possibility that it'll come back around, giving you guys the opportunity to reconnect. But that's not going to apply to everyone. But I feel regardless, you always feel drawn to them and they to you. Regardless of who is in their life now or who they move on to, that could apply to you as well. There's something about this particular connection that you will always gravitate back to it. Now, some of you guys, this one's a little bit more challenging. You could feel that your person is cheating on you, that there could be infidelity, or that they're lying, they're not being honest. I'm getting a yes for that as well. So your suspicions are correct. More than likely, they are not being truthful. They're not trustworthy. And they are not loyal to the partnership. For some of you guys, you already suspect this. Maybe you're thinking about confronting them about it, or maybe you guys have already broken up over this, and maybe you're questioning, did I do the right thing? Are they really cheating, or is it all in my head? I'm ultimately getting that your suspicions are correct, that more than likely they haven't been faithful. So bottom line, I feel if that's your situation and you walked away from it, you did the right thing. Because there's something and someone better that's on its way to you. So just have patience with that as well. Let me see if there's anything else. Okay, so I'm also getting, this could either be a crush or it could also be an ex-partner. And it doesn't necessarily be you that is fantasizing about this person. They could be fantasizing about you. Ultimately, I'm getting a very sensual energy, if you know what I mean. It could be 5D. It could be through their dreams that they are fantasizing about you in this way. And there could also be some synchronicities that you're noticing when it comes to this person. And if you find that you've been having your own fantasies about this individual, you guys are actually picking up off of each other's vibes as well. So they fantasize about you. You could be fantasizing about them. Again, very sensual in nature. And I'm ultimately getting here that this might actually come back around for those of you who are wanting to revisit the connection. But, just be mindful that what you are allowing to return, that it's more than just the physical connection, that they can actually bring something to the table as far as a relationship being able to withstand the test of time. Because if it's just for the physical reasons, there's going to be a finite amount of time for that connection to run through. And once it's reached its end, then that's going to create either a separation, or you'll find that they just start to keep their distance after a while. So this is coming back around for you in order to really test things here, to make sure that their intentions are good, that it's not just about one thing. All right, guys. So that's what I've got this time. I do hope that whatever resonated with you, that it helped you have a better understanding of what's going on with the other person. And that's what I have this time. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. I'll try to do more of these as the weeks unfold. I just get super busy with personal reading requests, as well as trying to maintain my YouTube channel and just keep that going, and have a full-time job as well. So I will try to do more of these as time permits. But in the meantime, thank you so much for listening, for tuning in, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.